वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Let us have a quick recap of what we saw in the previous classes. Varnamala mean the garland of letters, that is alphabets. The word Varna meaning letter, Mala meaning garland. Therefore, Varnamala is the garland of letters. It means the Akshara, the letters of the language, is called Varnamala. Why it is called Varna? Because the word Varna meaning that which is propelled from the vocal organ. It's called Varna. So Varna meaning sound also, that which is propelled from the vocal organ. The different parts are there in the mouth, palate, dental teeth, cerebral, labial, the tongue touching the different parts of the mouth, and the sounds are produced. Therefore, Varna. All these Varna are captured in the form of a certain form. It's called a letter. So, when we learn a letter, an alphabet, it has got a form and a corresponding sound. It is called Varnamala. And we know that there are 13 vowels in Saṃskṛtam. Saṃskṛtam doesn't have separate script. We have seen Saṃskṛtam borrows Devanagari script like other languages, like Hindi and other languages. Doesn't have its own script. Saṃskṛtam is written in Devanagari script. And for Saṃskṛtam, we consider there are 13 vowels. There are difference of opinion about the number of vowels, but we consider 13 vowels. And vowels are called Swaraha, otherwise Swaravarnaha, and technically called Achaha. Achaha is a technical name. And these vowels are classified into simple and conjunct. Simple vowels and conjunct vowels. This classification is based on the place of pronunciation. If the place of pronunciation is constant throughout the pronunciation, then it is called a simple vowel. And if a letter has got a starting place of pronunciation, and another place, ending place, another ending place, it means begins with a particular place and ends with another place. That is called conjunct. Conjunct vowel, combination of two places of pronunciation. The sound coming from a particular place of pronunciation has got names. Has got names like Sanskrita names also there and English names also. We are familiar with the English names like gutturals, cerebrals, labials, palatals. The sound coming from the throat is called guttural. The sound coming from the palate is called palatal. The sound which comes from the tongue touching the roof of the mouth is called cerebral. The sound which come when you round your lips and utter a word, utter a letter, that's called labial. These are the important places of pronunciation. For a simple vowel, the place of pronunciation will be constant. Whereas for a conjunct vowel, two places will be there. Starting place and ending place. That is why it's called conjunct. Monotongues or diphthongs. Then, what are the simple vowels? Simple vowels, otherwise called Samanaswaraha or Amishra Swaraha. We have seen what they are in detail. These are the simple vowels. This is A. The first akshara is A. The sound comes from the throat, therefore it is guttural. The sound comes from the throat. The letter A, it is the sound, it doesn't just come just opening your mouth and exhaling air. No, the sound has to come from the throat. You have to say it from the throat. Then only it is A. People generally say ha ha, not those who are got Tamil background. For them, this problem is there. When it comes to pronunciation of the letter A in a word, like the word yoga. The word yoga is very famous. Yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. It is yoga, ga, ga, ending with the sound A. But what generally is say? Yoha, yoha, ha they say, not yoha, yoga. So ha when you say, ha is the sound which comes when you open your mouth and exhale, just exhale here. You get ha, yoha, not yoha. It is yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, Arjuna Vishada yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana karma sannyasa yoga. Yoga is very important. Ashtanga yoga. So if there are any mistakes in your pronunciation, you have to correct it in the beginning. Therefore, the sound comes from the throat. Whose matra? Matra is the unit of time taken to pronounce. It is one matra. So this letter, this A, which has got one unit of time, and the sound comes from the throat, therefore it is guttural, and it is a simple vowel, and it is a short vowel because it is one unit of time. All these are the properties of this letter. So each letter properties we need to know. Then the long form of A is A, 2 units of time. Therefore, it is long vowel. The same A is stretched for 2 units of time. Therefore, A. This is also guttural. The sound comes from the throat. So the sound is constant throughout the pronunciation. Therefore, it is a simple vowel. Then E, short vowel. E, the long vowel. So E and E, the sound comes from the palate. Therefore, they are palatals. Then the next letter, U, short vowel. U, the sound comes by rounding your lips Without rounding your lips, the sound cannot come. So, therefore, it is labial. Oo, oo, oo is the long form, 2 units of time. Ooh, ooh. The sound is constant throughout the pronunciation. Therefore, simple vowel. Then r, r, the long and the short and the long, whose place of pronunciation is cerebral, that is, the tongue touching the roof of the mouth. And sound is constant throughout the pronunciation. Therefore, it is a simple vowel. Then the last one among the simple vowel is L. This is dental, the tongue touching just above the upper lip. L. These are the 9 simple vowels. These are the 9 simple vowels. You need to write as many times as possible and say it louder. So this you need to get practice. You should be able to identify the letter. Till then you have to keep on writing it and saying it loudly, practicing it. For the beginners who don't know Akshara at all, first time they are seeing the form, they need to practice a lot, because we have 13 vowels and 33 consonants, and there is going to be the consonant vowel combination and conjunct consonants. So many things are going to come. So you need to do a lot of abhyasa, practice. Then the other simple vowels seen, then conjunct vowels. In Sanskritam, it is called Sanyukta Swaraha, otherwise called Mishra Swaraha. 13 vowels I said, 9 vowels are covered in simple vowels. And what will be how many will be in the conjunct? 4. So they are A, I. A is a long vowel, I also long vowel. There is no short form of A or I. There is no A. A is not the A. I. There are no short forms. There are no short forms for the conjunct vowels. A, I, O, O. A and I, the sound comes from the throat, starts from the throat and ends with the palate. Therefore, combination of 2 sounds, guttural plus palatal. Then O and O are the combination of 2 sounds, which is guttural plus labial. O. You can see O, the sound comes from the throat and ends with the lips. You round your lips and utter the sound. O, O. So therefore, since the pronunciation involve two places, therefore they are called conjunct. A, I, O, O. These 4 are conjunct vowels and they are long vowels. They are long vowels also. Then, whatever I said now, it is here. This we have seen in the previous class. So I'm just skipping this. Then after this, the last class I introduced Anuswara and Visargah. Important thing need to understand. So 13 vowels we have seen. Generally we say 13 vowels plus 2. Plus 2. Why plus 2? Because of this Anuswara and Visargah. Anuswara, what is Anuswara? The dot what you see at the top of the vowel is called Anuswara. And a colon what you see to the right of the letter is called Visargah. Anuswara and Visargah. All vowels can have this Anuswara and Visargah. Can have this Anuswara and Visargah. As a sample, I am showing here the forms. That is the letter A with the bindu, but the bindu is called Anuswara. That is pronounced as Anuswara as a sound of that sound. You will see how the sound changes depending on the vowel. This Anuswara and Visargah, the dot and the colon, since they are attached to the vowel and they cannot be pronounced independently, therefore they take the sound of the vowel. They don't have independent sound. Anuswara, the sound comes from the nose, therefore it is a nasal. It is a nasal sound. And Anuswara doesn't have independent sound. It has to take the sound of the vowel to which it is attached. Similarly, Visarga also. Visarga, the sound comes from the throat, but it cannot be pronounced independently. It has to be pronounced along with the preceding vowel. So if it is a, then with the Anuswara, the sound becomes With the Visarga, the sound becomes aha. So as a sample, aha are shown. We can add this Anuswara and Visarga to all the vowels. That is what we discussed in the last class. We will see it again. Some people have difficulty in understanding that, so I will repeat it again. So aha, plus 2. Why I said plus 2? Because of this aha. 2 letters as an example with Anuswara and Visarga are given. Therefore, 13 plus 2 vowels. And they are not independently used like the vowels we have seen, and they add specific sounds to the vowel. Now, the name you need to know. The dot on the top of the vowel is called Anuswaraha. It's called Anuswaraha. And the colon to the right of the vowel is called Visargaha. It's called Visarga. Otherwise called Visarjaniya. Visarga or Visarjaniya. Both mean the same. These are names. Now, let me explain this. I said this is this is This is That is the letter akara plus this Anuswara. This Anuswara. I'm just showing the Anuswara like this. Understand? The dotted circle is it's not a letter. Okay. I'm just typing using the computer on the script here. So it comes like that. So it is only the dot. You have to consider it as to be only the dot. The dotted circle is nothing. It's not a letter. Okay. Don't get confused with the dotted circle. It is just Anuswara only. So the letter A plus Anuswara will be Can you all see the screen?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes. Similarly, the letter A plus Anuswara will be right? This letter is A. That's a long vowel. With Anuswara, it will be Please, if you have any question, ask. I'm explaining this because one student sent me the message, not able to follow, so I'm repeating it again. E plus Anuswara will be, what is this? Im. Note that. Here Anuswara is getting the sound Here Anuswara is getting the sound im. Because Anuswara doesn't have separate sound, takes a sound of the preceding vowel. Along with the preceding vowel, it is pronounced. It is im. And the vowel is a short vowel, 1 unit of time, 1 matra. Therefore, it is im. Suppose if it is a long vowel, it becomes
Im.
e and dot. Im. You can note that. E with the dot. Dot you can see at the top. So small, one, very small. Then similarly, U plus Anuswara will be Then the long form of U is U. U plus Anuswara will be
Om.
U. That time of the vowel, that is U, that 2 units of time with the Anuswara sound. U. Then R plus Anuswara will be
Rum.
R. Then the long form of R is R. R plus Anuswara will be R. Okay. Then the letter L plus Anuswara will be Lim. What is this letter?
A.
A with Anuswara will be
Aim.
A. A with Anuswara. I with Anuswara
Aim.
becomes Aim. O with Anuswara will become Om. It becomes Om. And Au with Anuswara will become Aum. So 13 vowels. To all the 13 vowels, this Anuswara is added. So they're getting sound am, im, im, rum, rum, lim, em, aim, om, iti. Generally, we say and aha. Just as an example, for Anuswara and Visargah, we say therefore 13 plus 2 vowels. Now, Anuswara we have seen. Any doubt in this?
No.
Yes or no?
No, sir. No doubt.
Okay, now taking the Visargah and just replacing the Anuswara by Visargah. So here also dotted circle. Don't think dotted circle as a letter. It's not a letter, it's just a symbol. Okay, it is because you cannot type Visargah alone separately. Even in Saṃskṛta font, it is not there. Language also not there. In font also, when you type, it is not there. So A plus that colon is called Visargah. A plus aha will become A plus that Visargah. You cannot say, you cannot pronounce this. A plus this, you cannot pronounce. A plus Visargah. Visargah is the name of the colon. So you cannot pronounce this. A plus Visargah is equal to, the resultant can be pronounced. What is that?
Aha.
Aha. Similarly here also, A plus here, this Anuswara. A plus Anuswara. It's only Anuswara. Anuswara is a name given to the dot. Okay. It cannot be pronounced. A plus Anuswara is equal to Am. Now we are seeing Visargah. So A plus Visargah will be equal to
Aha.
Aha. You have to completely pronounce the vowel and add the sound of the Visargah. Aha. So aha, aha. Similarly, E plus Visargah will be
Ihi.
Ihi, not Iha. Ihi. Ihi, not Iha.
Okay.
Please correct that. Not Iha. Iha, where is Iha? E is one sound. And Visargah is ha, another sound. No. Visargah takes the sound of the preceding vowel. If it is E, then it must be Ihi only. Ihi. E plus Visarga will be Ihi. E is long one, therefore Ihi. So Ihi, Ihi. Please note that. You have to practice this. U plus Visarga will be
Uhu.
Uhu.
Uhu. U plus Visarga will be
Uhu.
Uhu. Not Uha, not Iha and all. It is Uhu. The same sound it takes. Uhu. The lips are round only, rounded. It is in the same condition, doesn't change. Uha means your position of the lips changes. U is labial and ha is you have to bring back your lips back to the normal. No, it doesn't happen like that. Uhu, along with the sound of the vowel. Similarly, ru plus visarga will be
Ruha.
not ruha. What is that?
Ruhu. Ruhu.
Ruh.
Ruhu.
Then ru, the long one. Ru plus visarga. That will be ruh. And l plus visarga becomes lih. These are not much used in the language. A plus visarga will be A. The sound is A. What is the?
Eha. Eha.
Eha. No.
Eha.
Eha is not the right sound. Visarga takes the sound of
Ehe.
Ehe, not Eha. Please practice this. Important. Okay. These mistakes should not be carried over to the other classes, because when you are going to read words and sentences, this mistake can happen. Yehe. So, aha, aha, ihi, ihi, uhu, uhu, ruhu, ruhu, luhu, yehe, not eha. It's a common mistake people do. Then the next one, I plus Visarga will be
Aihi.
Ehi.
Aihi, not Aiha. O plus Visarga will be
O.
Oho.
Oho. Oho. The lips which are rounded remains in the same position, doesn't change. Then O plus Visarga will be
Oho. Oho.
Uhu, not Auha. Okay. So these are the combination of Anuswara and Visarga. So how many letters are there? So many are there. That is why we say 13 plus 2. 13 vowels plus 2. The plus 2 stands for Anuswara and Visarga. Is it clear? Can we move forward?
So I had a question.
Yes.
Can the Anuswara and Visarga be present at the same time?
Cannot be.
Okay.
It cannot be. Only one is possible.
Okay.
One is nasal. Anuswara is nasal. Visarga comes from the throat. So both simultaneously cannot be there.
Okay.
Even conjunct vowel, it is not like that. How do you pronounce a conjunct vowel? Starting place is one, ending place is one, right?
Yes.
So if Anuswara and Visarga both are there, which will you pronounce first? So the problem. It is not there. There are no sound like that.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is we have completed this one vowel part. Then we will move with the consonants. See the knowledge of the place of pronunciation, I have repeated many times. It's very important to note. That is the throat, palate, roof of the mouth, the lips, and the teeth. From where the sound comes, or which letter takes the sound. All these things is very important. The knowledge of these things. Okay, then now matra. Okay, another way of classification, that is short and long. This also we have seen. One way of classification is based on the place of pronunciation, which is simple and conjunct, simple vowels and conjunct vowels. Another way of classifying the vowels based on the time taken to pronounce is called a short and long. Matra is a technical word. Matra means the unit of time, the measurement of time taken to pronounce a letter is called matra. So based on that, vowels are classified into short vowels and long vowels. How many short vowels are there?
5.
5.
Where are they? Short vowels. Short vowels, can short vowel be a conjunct vowel? I'm asking you very.
No.
Oh,
No.
Are there short vowels, short conjunct vowels? Yes or no?
no.
No. No.
No.
There are no short conjunct vowels. Why? Just see the previous slide, which presents all the, here you can see, these are the vowels. And the conjunct vowels, the 4 conjunct vowels are long vowels. There are no short vowels. Therefore, there is no short conjunct vowel. All conjunct vowels are long vowels.
Long vowel.
So, 9 simple vowel, 4 conjunct vowels. Among the 9 simple vowels, simple vowels, there are 5
5 short vowels.
short vowels. A, E, U, R, and L. These are the 5 short vowels. So, all the short vowels are simple vowels, right? All the short vowels are simple vowels. Can we say all the long vowels are conjunct vowels?
No.
No, because there are long vowels in the simple vowels also, like A, E, U, and R. These are the long vowels, which are simple vowels. So, long vowels, there are 4 long vowels among the simple vowels and 4 long vowels, conjunct vowels. All the 4 conjunct vowels are long vowels, right? Therefore, how many long vowels? It's a difficult thing to answer.
8.
8. You all understand?
8.
Okay. So this is another way of classification. So short vowels, all these things we have seen. So I'm just skipping this. These are the long vowels, 8 long vowels. Among the 8 long vowels, 4 long vowels are from the short simple vowels and 4 are conjunct vowels. Okay, so short and long is done. We have classification. And we have also seen there is one more thing which is called pluta. Pluta means if the time taken is more than 2 seconds, it is called pluta. Are there any vowels like that? No. There are no vowels which can take more than 2 units of time. Then why we have pluta? Because in Vedic chanting, in Vedika mantra, the vowels are sometimes extended in chanting. Therefore, not only in chanting, even in Lautika, in Vyavahara also. Suppose you are calling a person. The person with the Rama is going. How do you call him? You want to call Rama. He is going, but is far away. So you want to call him. How do you call him?
Rama.
Rama. You're stretching it, right?
Yeah.
So that is Pluta. Because the last vowel is stretched for more than 2 units of time. Therefore, it is Pluta. So, therefore, it is called Pluta, which takes more than 2 seconds. So, all this time taken by the vowels and consonants we are captured in this shloka. Ekamatro bhaved rasvaha, vimatro dirgha uchyate, trimatrastu pluto jneyaha, Vyanjanam Chardhamatrakam. Matrakam, not Matramakam. That's a mistake. I'll correct it. Forgot to correct. Chardhamatrakam. That is Hrasvaha. Hrasvah. Hrasvaha is a word for short in Saṃskṛtam. Hrasvaha means short vowels. Dhirgaha means long vowel. Plutaha, the vowels which can take more than 2 units of time is called Plutaha. Vyanjanam, consonants. So now you won't be able to read the Saṃskrita shloka, but English transliteration given that you can see. Hrasvah, Hrasvaha, meaning short. You can note that Saṃskrita word for short is Hrasvaha. Similarly, Saṃskrita word for long is Dirgha, Dirgha. Dirgha. Dirgha means long. Pluto, Pluto or Pluta, Pluta, you can take it. When you're writing, Pluta, Pluta. Pluta means more than 2 units of time. Last one, Vyanjanam, Vyanjanam, Vyanjanam. Vyanjanam meaning consonants. Is it clear? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All these things we have seen, nothing new. So today we will see consonants, a new topic. So vowels we have seen, and now consonants. Before that, a quick summary. It is there. We'll just see quick. A, E, U, and R are long vowels. A, I, O, and O are long and conjunct vowels. We know this. Then the summary. There are 13 plus 2 vowels, number 1. And vowels are classified into simple and conjunct vowels. Simple vowels are 9 in number. You can see A, E, etc. Conjunct vowels are A, I, O. They are 4 in number. Another way of classification in terms of time taken to pronounce the vowel, short vowels and long vowels, and 5 short vowels. All these 5 short vowels are simple vowels, and the long vowels, they are 8 in number. 4 are from the simple vowel, and 4 are conjunct vowels. So 4 plus 4, 8. Short vowels, 5. And A, E, U, R, these are long vowels. A, I, O, and O are long and conjunct vowels. It means all conjunct vowels are long vowels. There is no short conjunct vowel. Right? This is his summary. This is what we have seen so far. And the place of pronunciation. A and A from the throat, therefore they are called gutturals. E and E from the palate, therefore palatals. U and U from the lips, therefore labial. R and R from the roof of the mouth, cerebrum, therefore they are called cerebrals. L from the teeth, the tongue touches just above the upper teeth, therefore it is dental. A and I involves throat. Throat is a starting place and palate is the ending place of pronunciation. Therefore, combination of throat and palate. O and O is throat and lips, guttural and labial. So these are the Ucharana Sthanam of Swaraha. Right? So summary I think would be clear now. So I'm just quickly moving to the next one. This you can just have a look at this, showing the picture, the the red color, what you see, the position of the tongue. What are gutturals? The guttural, the sound produced from the back of the oral cavity. The throat is called guttural, and the letters A and A, they are guttural. And E, you can see the tongue touches the palate. The palate is the tongue touching the palate flatly. So that is what is shown in the screen. You can see the red color. The red color indicate that is tongue. The tongue touching the palate. For the pronunciation of the letters E, E. Not really touching. There is some space between the tongue and the palate. The air passes through that space. Then similarly, U and U, the lips, they touch. And for R, you can see the tongue touching the roof of the mouth. The tongue is made rounded and touching the roof of the mouth. And dental, the tongue touching just above the upper teeth. The sound of this vowel is L, dental sound. So this is a summary of the vowels. Now we are going to see consonants. Are you clear about the vowels?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you have any doubt, anything, you please ask in the class itself. Now, we know Varnamala, that is, the letters are divided into vowels. Vowels and consonants. So vowels part we have seen. Now consonants we have to see. How many consonants are there? Can anyone say how many consonants?
33.
33 consonants. There are 33 consonants. These consonants are called Vyanjanani. You can note this. Vyanjanani. Vyanjanani. Consonants are called Vyanjanani. Vowels are called Swaraha. Remember the words. And what is the technical name for the vowel? Achaha.
Acha.
Similarly, consonants have a technical name. Halaha. H-A-L-A-H. Halaha. That is how you have to pronounce it. H-A-L-A-H. The last H in the halaha is H with a dot at the bottom. This is the transliteration. The international standard transliteration is like this. The H with the dot stands for the Visargah. Ha sound. Opening your mouth and just expelling air. Ha. H-A-L-A. Hala. Then the H with the dot at the bottom. The sound is ha. Halaha. Sound of Visargah. We just now saw. Aha. Aha. Ihi. Ihi. The same. Halaha. Hala. Okay. Hala, when I say, ends with what sound? The word ending with what sound?
Visargah.
No. I'm just saying hala.
Oh.
Ha.
And Visarga comes after that. What will be the sound then?
Uh-huh.
Halaha, right?
Halaha.
That is what it is there. Understand?
Yes.
Understand all of you? Okay. Now, so 33 consonants, and they're called Vyanjanani in Saṃskṛtam, and technical name is Halaha. Now, what are they? We're going to see one by one. Important thing to be noted. Consonants are those which don't have any vowel attached to it. That's called a pure consonant. Remember this. A pure consonant is that which doesn't have any vowel attached to it. Without vowel, can consonants be pronounced? Yes or no?
No.
Without consonants. Sorry, without vowel, can a consonant be pronounced?
No.
No.
What is a consonant is called in Tamil?
மெய்யெழுத்து.
Mei meaning
உடம்பு.
body.
Body.
Can body survive without the life?
It's not possible. No.
Same thing. Vowels are compared to life, and consonants are just like the body. So, what gives life to the body? The vowel. That is, the life is what makes the body sentient, right? So, without vowels, consonants cannot be pronounced. So, a pure consonant, when you say it is without vowel, cannot be pronounced. Therefore, for the pronunciation of the consonant, you need to add vowel to it. Then only you can pronounce. Now, since we are going to learn consonants and we are going to learn the pronunciation, we are going to learn the pronunciation of the consonant. Therefore, we need to attach some vowel to it. Without adding vowel, you cannot pronounce, right? Without adding vowel, you cannot pronounce. And we are going to learn consonants and the pronunciation. Therefore, for the sake of pronunciation, you will see I'll be adding the letter A just for the sake of pronunciation. But a pure consonant will have the letter A. No. Understand? See, a pure consonant doesn't have vowel. Without vowel, consonant cannot be pronounced. Now, if you want to pronounce a consonant, what do you have to do?
We have to add
You have to add a vowel.
vowel.
See, in Tamil also, what do you do? What are the vowels, consonants in Tamil? I'm just asking Tamil because many are from there. That's why I'm asking.
Consonant is மெய்யெழுத்து.
Yeah, just tell me the consonant. Ka. So ka is
English.
is a pure consonant.
No.
No.
It's not.
Why?
Ik plus a ka.
It has the sound to it.
Ik plus a, you say, right? Ik plus a is equal to
Ka.
ka. But when you say ik, what is ik? When you say ik, you are adding e to it. E before the consonant. Is that correct? It's wrong, right? You cannot say ik. Ik is wrong. Where is ik? When you say ik, you are saying that e. E is a vowel. I said consonant, pure consonant cannot be pronounced. And you are pronouncing the consonant ik. So ik is wrong. Even in Tamil, it is wrong actually. It is not ik. You cannot say it at all. How do you say it then? You cannot say it. Then how can you say it? You cannot pronounce that. If at all, if you want to denote that particular consonant, you can say kakara, right?
Yeah.
Tamil also, any language, you can say kakara. Kakara is not the pronunciation of the consonant. Kakara is a name to denote the consonant. You understand? Any language is like that only. Even in some Hindi or any language, pure consonant cannot be pronounced. Kakara plus a is equal to ka. Kakara plus a is equal to ka. Kakara. Any consonant you take, you add the suffix kara, kara. Even for vowel also. Akara, akara, ikara, ikara, kara, ukara. Right? In what is the Tirukural? Agara mudala iruthalam. What is agara? Akara. Akara is called agara. Right? So kara is a suffix. When you add that to the letter, it denotes that letter alone. You understand what I'm saying, all of you?
Yes.
When you say akara, what does it mean? The letter a. If you say aikara, what does it mean?
I.
I. Similarly, if I say kakara, what does it mean? It
Ka.
referring, not ka, it referring to the pure consonant which cannot be pronounced. You cannot say ik.
Yeah.
Ik is not the right one. Ik plus a, that orientation should go. Ik, ik is not the right pronunciation because you are adding e to the consonant. Consonant cannot be pronounced. That is why it's called a consonant. You are saying may earth. May means body, and you are pronouncing it. How is it possible? Right? Therefore, now we are going to learn consonants, and we are going to learn the ucharanam of the consonants. How can you do ucharanam? How can you pronounce? There is no vowel added to it. Therefore, only for the sake of ucharanam, pronunciation, we are going to add the vowel a uniformly to all the consonants. But you need to understand a consonant is without vowel. Pure consonant. Understand this? This is the background
Yes.
we are going to see. Okay, with this, we'll proceed now. So, that which cannot be pronounced independently is called consonant. That which can be pronounced independently is called vowels. So, vowels are independent and consonants are dependent. So, consonants depend on the vowels. That is why a vowel is always come either before or after. Even when you say ik, you are adding vowel before the consonant. If you add the vowel after that, it becomes ki. It becomes kakara plus e will become what?
Ik.
No, not ik. Kakara plus e, adding vowel after the consonant, not before.
Ki.
It becomes ki. If you add the vowel before the consonant, ikara plus kakara becomes ik. So, anyway, whether you add it before or after, consonants cannot be pronounced independently, right? Now we are going to add the vowels to all the consonants after the consonants. Okay, that is you will see it. So when you read the consonant, you have to understand it is not a pure consonant because pure consonants cannot be pronounced. Therefore, yesham varnana. Don't worry about what I read in Saṃskṛtam. You would be able to read it later. Yesham varnanam ucharanam swatantram na bhavati te vyanjanani iti katyante. That is, vowels are, that is, yesham varnanam, those varnas, letters, which cannot be pronounced independently, they are called consonants. That is the translation. Yesham, already I have said that. Yesham varnanam ucharanam swatantram na bhavati. Swatantram is independent. Independently na bhavati. Those consonants, those letters which cannot be pronounced independently, they are called Vyanjanam, Vyanjanani. Vyanjanani is plural. Vyanjanani. Vyanjanam, consonant. Vyanjanani, consonants. Therefore, vowels can be compared to the life and the consonants to the body. And how many consonants are there? 33. 33 consonants. And those 33 consonants we are going to classify. We are going to classify and understand. Saṃskṛte pancha vimshatihi varga vyanjanani. Pancha vimshati means 25. Varga vyanjanani means class consonants. So in Saṃskṛtam there are 25 class consonants. Navacha avarga vyanjanani. 9 non-class consonants. The last line I am reading, which is in Saṃskṛtam. There are 25 class consonants and 9 non-class consonants. So 25 plus 9 is equal to 33. 33 consonants. Right? So this 33 consonants, general classification is class consonants and other than class consonants. What is a class? Class means a group. Class means a group. So 33 is classified into 25 and 9. This 25 are called class consonants. And the 9, they are not class consonants. Understand this?
So 25 plus 9 will be 34, no?
Sorry. 25 plus, yes. Yes, 25. 25 plus 9. Okay. It's a mistake then. You're right. So 25 plus 9. 25 plus 9. Yes. So 34. 34. Why it became 33? That's a mistake. Yes. 25 plus 9. Okay. Why I said 33, I don't know. It's a mistake. It should have been repeating it, I think. 34. You can make it the consonants into 34 then. Now, 25 class consonants and 9 non-class consonants. Now, what are those 25? 25, you can see. See, 25 plus 4, 29. 29 plus 3, 32. Okay. It's not 34.
Only 25 plus 8.
8 only. I mistake. I was sorry. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. I have written Nava. It's not Nava. It must be Ashta. Okay. That's a mistake. Saṃskṛte pancha vimshatihi varga vyanjanani. Nava is maybe Nava, according to some other classification, Nava, it is Ashta. You can, so it is 33 consonants only.
Yes.
33 consonants only. Instead of Nava, you have to make it as Ashta. There are 8. So 25 plus 4 plus 4, that is a classification. Okay, 25 class consonants and the balance 8 are non-class consonants. Okay, so you can see the classification here. There's 25 class consonants, that is 25 letters. They are called class consonants. 25 letters, and these 25 letters are classified into 5 classes. These 25 consonants are divided into 5 classes. If it is divided into 5 classes, each class will have how many consonants? 5 consonants.
5.
So 5 into 5, 25. So 25 class consonants. So there are 5 classes. Each class having 5 consonants. Therefore, 25 class consonants. And the balance 8. They are non-class. Non-class are other than class consonants. What are they? Semi-vowels. In Saṃskṛtam, it is called Antastaha. 4 semi-vowels. Why they are called semi-vowels? Because they cannot be classified as vowel or consonants. In between, therefore, semi. 4 semi-vowels. Why semi-vowels? Why can't be called semi-consonants? They are called semi-vowels. Antastaha, ante tishtati. That's why it's called semi. Semi-vowels. It is called semi-vowels. 4 semi-vowels and 4 sibilants. 4 sibilants. But in the screen you see sibilants within bracket 3 Ushmanaha. The Saṃskṛta word for sibilant is Ushmanaha. U-S-M-A-N-A-H. Ushmanaha. Within bracket you can see 3. And the last one also, number 4, the soft aspirate is, that is also a sibilant. So sibilants are 4 in number. So 4 semi-vowels and 4 sibilants. And sibilants are classified into hard aspirate and soft aspirate. That is why given separately. Number 3 and number 4. Please note that. Sibilants are 4. And they are classified into hard aspirate and soft aspirate. what is hard, what is soft, what is aspirate. We will see it later. We're going to see. So this is the classification. So all the 33 class consonants are classified into 5 class consonants, 4 semivowels, and 4 sibilants. Among the 4 sibilants, 3 are hard aspirate, and one letter is soft aspirate. This is the general classification of the consonants. Understand this? Now, we are going to see first the class consonants. One by one we will see. Class consonants first, and then semivowels, then sibilants. When we see sibilants, that time I will explain what is hard and what is hard aspirate and what is soft aspirate and all. So Varga Vyanjanani. Now you can see the class consonants. Class consonants in Saṃskṛtam it is called Varga Vyanjanani. Varga Vyanjanani. Vyanjanani. Varga Vyanjanani. Varga meaning class. Vyanjanani, already I said, consonants. Varga meaning class, Vyanjanani meaning consonants. So Varga Vyanjanani means class consonants. What is a class? Class is nothing but group. You can call it as group consonants. Both are same. So what are the 5 class consonants? Number 1, first class. First class is otherwise called Kavargah. Kavargah. First class is called Kavargah. Otherwise called Kuh. How do you pronounce Kuh? How do you pronounce Kuh? Kuhu, not Kuha. That orientation has to go. It is Kuhu only. Ku is ending with U. And Visargah comes, the H dot. I said it is Visargah. Ku and Visargah becomes Kuhu, not Kuha. So, the first class is called Kavargah, otherwise called Kuhu. The second class is called, how do you read? Cavargah.
Chavarga.
Remember, it is Chavarga, not Kavargah. Ca is not Ka, because Ka already it is there. This also Ka becomes a problem. This is the international standard transliteration. This is how it will be. Ca means Cha, not Ka. In English, it may be like that, but it is Cha. It is Cha only. Otherwise called Cuh. How do you pronounce Cuh? Chuhu. Second class is called Chavarga, otherwise called Chuhu. The third class is called Tavargaha, otherwise called Tuh is Tuhu. Tu2, H is Visargah, H with a dot, Visargah. 2 plus Visargah, Tuhu. Fourth class is called
Savargah.
Fourth class is called not Tavarga.
Tavargah.
Tavarga. Ta is Ta. Ta is Tha. There's a difference. Ta, Ta. Ta and Ta. Okay. So, and Tuh is Tuhu. So, this Ku, Kuhu, Chuhu, Tuhu, Tuhu, these are technical names. Then fifth class is called Pavargaha. And technical name is Puh, Puhu. So, Kuhu, Chuhu, Tuhu, Tuhu, Puhu. Ku, Chu, Tu, Tu, Pu. These are the technical names. Kavargaha, Chavargaha, Tavargaha, Tavargaha, Pavargaha. So you can understand Varga meaning class. So Ka Varga means what? Varga,
Ka.
which begins with the letter Ka. Therefore, it is called Kavarga. How many letters will be there in a class?
5.
5 letters. So the first class there will be 5 letters, and the first letter it must be
Ka.
Ka. That is why it's called Kavarga. The Varga, the class beginning with the letter Ka, therefore it is called Kavarga. The second class must be beginning with,
Sure.
therefore it's called Chavarga. It has got 5 letters. The third class
Ta.
begins with Ta. Therefore Tavarga. Therefore technical name also Tuhu. All the technical names you can see, it begins with the name of. There is some noise at your hand. That's why I muted your mic. And the fourth class begins with the letter Ta. Therefore, it is called Tavargaha. And technically, it is called Tuhu. The last class, which is fifth class, Pavargaha, which begins with the letter Pa. Therefore, it is called Bhuvanesh Jenny. Noise at your hand. Okay, Varga meaning class or group. So these are the 5 class consonants. Among the consonants, we are going to see first class consonants. That is why these class consonants are introduced. So each class having 5 consonants, therefore 25 consonants, and we are going to see each class, the letters. We will see the letters and the pronunciation in the next class. Please go through the lessons. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Any doubts?
No, sir.
In some of the books, it is the 35 consonants, sir.
It's okay, it doesn't matter. It's a number, they include the conjunct consonants also like that under this consonants, but it's only 33 only.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
25 plus 8 only. By mistake, I even my slide you can see never. I have to correct that. It is only 33 only. Okay, so we stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Harihi Om. All these classes will upload in the YouTube. After the class, if you are doubt, you can go and refer that.